Forget everything you think you know about money. Prepare for open-heart surgery on your mindset, because the only thing standing between you and wealth is you. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mindset Tools. We're here with more content on personal development, motivation, and changing your mindset. We want you to become the best version of yourselves. Make sure to like this video and comment below with topics you want me to cover next. Alright, let's start the course, The Laws of Money, as researched and published by hundreds of entrepreneurs and the most successful people in the world. Okay, stop everything for a second. I want you to think about the most hard-working person you know, not the one who makes the most money.
The one who works the hardest. The one who wakes up at 5 a.m., comes back at 8 p.m., sweats, gives their soul, comes home exhausted, and at the end of the month, the overdraft is still there. They can barely close the month. Now, think about someone else. Someone who works, let's say, half of that. They look relaxed, they go on vacations, they play tennis in the morning, and they make 10 times, maybe 50 times more money than the first guy. How does that make sense? Is the world unfair? Is it all luck, connections, or maybe, just maybe?
There is a game being played here, and no one gave the first guy the rule book? Welcome to the lesson that will change how you look at your wallet. Today we are not going to talk about which stock to buy. We are going to perform open-heart surgery on your mindset. We are going to break down Part 1 of the laws of money. The laws that if you don't understand, it doesn't matter how hard you work, you will stay in the same place. Before I give you one practical tool, we have to clear the table. I have a question for you, and be honest with yourselves. When you see someone driving a Ferrari, or posting a picture from a vacation in the Maldives in a hotel that costs as much as your salary, what is the first thought that comes to your mind? Is it, wow, good for him, I wonder what he did to get there? Or is it, he must be a thief, his parents bought it for him, it's not real, etc.? If your answer's the second one, friends, we have a problem. And that brings us to the first law of money. Listen, this is not a kindergarten class. This is a lesson in the physics of money.
If you went on a date with someone, and in the middle of the date you told them, you know, I hate attractive people who invest in themselves. I think it's shallow and disgusting. Do you think there would be a second date? Of course not. They would run away. So why do you do this to money? When you say rich people are greedy or money is trouble, you are basically screaming at money, don't come near me, I hate you. And money, like everything in nature, it doesn't go where it is hated. It goes where it is appreciated. So the first step today is to make a decision. Stop being a money hater. Money is neither good nor bad. It is a tool. It's like a pile of bricks. You can build a hospital with them, and you can break a window with them. The brick isn't bad. The person holding it decides what to do with it. Now, let's talk about how to attract money. Do you know that type on a date who wants it too much? He's desperate. He texts every minute. He begs for love. What does that make the other person feel? Repulsed. The same thing happens in business. Money is attracted to seduction, not desperation.
When you go to a job interview or try to sell to a client and you broadcast, please, I need this money to pay rent, people smell it and it pushes them away. But when you come with an attitude of, I have tremendous value to give, I understand the game, I know what I'm worth, suddenly the money chases you. Rich people don't chase money, they build value traps and the money walks right in. But wait, how do you build this value? And who is responsible for it? Here we reach the most painful point, the point most people run away from. Ask yourself, Who is driving the bus of your life?
Is it the government, the boss, your parents, the economy? As long as you blame the cost of living for your minus, you are a victim. And victims never get rich. Taking responsibility means saying a scary sentence. I am in this situation because of my choices. But wait, don't leave the video. Because if you chose to get into the mud, that means that you, and only you, can choose to get out of it. That is the greatest power you have. But here we change the mindset. And in this book, we have practical tools. Okay, we cleared our heads. We understood that responsibility is on us.
Now let's talk real business. How do you make money? Why does your boss pay you what he pays you? And why doesn't he pay you double? This is the biggest mistake of employees and also of beginner freelancers. You think you get paid for effort. You think, I worked 12 hours, I put in the work, I deserve more. I want you to take an imaginary marker and erase the word effort from your financial dictionary. Money doesn't care how hard you worked. Money only cares about one thing: value, or in other words, problem solving. Let's take an extreme example.
On one hand, we have a guy digging ditches in the garden in the heat of July. He sweats, his back breaks, he works 10 hours straight. On the other hand, we have a brain surgeon. He enters an air-conditioned room, works for 2 hours, barely sweats physically. Who worked harder physically? The digger. Who gets the fat check? The surgeon, 100 times more. Why? Because the surgeon solves a problem that very few people know how to solve, and this problem, saving a life, is worth a lot of money. Digging a hole? Almost anyone can do it. The value of the problem is low, and the rarity of the solution is low. So the question I want you to ask yourself tomorrow morning at work is not, how can I work harder? The question is, what problem am I solving, and how much is it worth? Want a raise? Don't go to the boss and say, I work hard. Come and say, I solved a problem that saved the company $100,000. I want 10% of that. That is rich people talk. But wait, how do you know which problem to solve? Here enters the fifth law. The market is king. Many people tell me, I have an idea for a product I really love. Great, but does anyone else want it? Look at Starbucks. What do they sell? Coffee? Not really. You can make coffee at home for pennies. They sell a feeling. They sell daily indulgence. They sell a pleasant place to sit. They solve our need for comfort and status. Apple doesn't sell phones. It sells simplicity and belonging to an exclusive club. Your job is to become detectives. Look around you. What do people complain about? It's expensive, it's complicated, I don't have time, I'm bored. Every such complaint is an opportunity for money. If you find a way to make something more convenient, faster, or more exciting, you have struck a gold mine. So we understood we need to solve problems. But to solve expensive problems, we need expensive tools. And this leads us to the sixth law, and perhaps the most important one. What is the most expensive asset you have? The house? The car? The pension? No, no, and no. The most expensive asset you have is you. Think about it. If tomorrow they take away all your money, your house, and your car, and put you naked on the street, how long will it take you to return to your current financial situation? A rich person, in their mind, will return to wealth within a year or two. Why? Because they have the knowledge, they have the mindset. No one can take that away from them. Most people finish high school or college and drop the pen
They say, "I'm done studying." Fatal mistake. In school, they taught you to be workers. No one taught you how to make money, how to invest, how to sell. You have to teach yourself that. Next time you debate whether to buy the new iPhone for $1,500 or a professional course for $1,500 that will raise your salary, remember this law. A gadget is an expense. Knowledge is an investment with infinite returns. One book for $20 can give you an idea worth $1 million. I don't know any other investment in the stock market that gives such a return. But wait, it's not just what you know, it's also who is next to you.
A tough sentence, but true. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. If the 5 people you spend the most time with are bitter, risk-averse, complain about the country, and watch Netflix all evening, you have no chance. You will be their average, energetically and financially. This is called the law of the circle. You must protect your energy fiercely. There are people who are energy vampires. You know them? The ones you finish a conversation with and feel like you need a nap? You cannot build an empire when you are tired and drained. Start filtering. Start surrounding yourself with people who make you want to be better. People who are already where you want to be. We are approaching the end of part 1, and I want to give you the secret that sounds the most illogical in the world of money. Do you want to get more money? The 9th law says, start giving. I know, it sounds crazy. I don't have enough for myself. How can I give? Exactly because of that. When you hold money in a clenched fist out of fear that it will run out, you broadcast to the world and to yourself, there is a shortage. I am poor. And when you release?
When you help someone, give a nice tip, share knowledge for free. You broadcast, I have abundance. I'm not worried. More will come. And on a practical level, giving creates connections. It creates goodwill. The most successful people I know are those who give the most value for free. They help others succeed, and it comes back to them tenfold. Don't be the takers, be the givers. This is the strongest business model in history. So friends, let's summarize the first part of our journey. Stop hating money and start learning the rules of the game. Take responsibility. You are the drivers of your life. Stop selling effort and start selling solutions to problems. Invest in yourself and your environment more than you invest in the stock market. And start small. I know, it sounds like a lot. And you're probably saying, where do I start? The answer is, one small step. You don't need to turn your life around in one day. Save $5 today. Read 5 pages of a book today. Listen to this lesson instead of the news. The law of small steps says that a change of 1% a day turns into a revolution within a year. Read Atomic Habits. Don't wait for the big break. Don't wait for the lottery. Start building the sails of your ship today. In part 2, we are going to talk about how you take all of this and multiply it. We'll talk about leverage, investing, and how to make money work for you while you sleep. But until then, I have one request from you. Pick one of the laws we talked about today, just one, and apply it this week. This time, we are continuing with the rules of money. In part 1, we talked about the why you aren't rich yet, why your mindset keeps you stuck, and why hard work is sometimes a dangerous myth. So today we are going to talk about the how. How do you turn $1,000 into $2,000, and then into $4,000, and then into $1 million? We are entering the engine of money. I want to give you a heads up. This part is the boring part. There are no fireworks here. There is no magic. There is only math, strategy, and the patience of a monk. But this is exactly what makes the rich get richer, while everyone else looks for get-rich-quick schemes and fails along the way. If you are ready to stop working for money and start making money grow for you, you are in the right place. Okay, so let's talk about the marshmallow test. Let's start with the next rule, which is probably the hardest test for humanity in the 21st century. The law of patience. We are the generation of right now. We order a pizza, it has to arrive in 30 minutes. We send a text. If we don't see those blue ticks in a minute, we get stressed. We invest money. We want to see a profit by tomorrow morning. And that is exactly why most people stay broke. When they get a bonus at work, the money burns a hole in their pocket. They have to upgrade their iPhone. They have to change their car. They have to treat themselves. They're eating the seeds instead of planting them. Think about it like a tree. You plant a small seed in the ground.
You water it. Day 1, nothing. Week 1, nothing. A month goes by, still nothing. Your neighbor, let's call him Dave, bought a giant plastic tree and put it in his garden. He has shade immediately. It looks impressive. You look like a fool, watering empty dirt. But wait a year. The seed has become a small plant. Another year and another year. You keep watering. Eventually, your tree transforms from a small seed into a giant tree that gives fruit and provides shade for generations. And Dave's plastic tree? It's faded, cracked, and thrown in the trash. That is how money works.
The truly wealthy are masters of delayed gratification. They are willing to drive an old car today so they can buy the dealership tomorrow. They are willing to be invisible today to be unstoppable in the future. So, where in your life are you eating your seeds? Where are you buying the now at the price of the later? Remember, patience is not a gift, it is a tool. Part 2 is what we call the real game, the doubling game. Now let's talk math, but let's make it fun. The next rule is my favorite, the law of doubling.
Most people look at $1 million and it looks like a giant, impossible mountain. They think, how will I ever get to $1 million? I only make a few thousand a month. So let's break it down. All you have to do in your financial life is double your money. That's it. If you have $1,000 in your pocket, you are only 10 doubles away from $1 million. Listen closely. 1,000 becomes 2,000. That is double number 1. 2,000 becomes 4,000. That is double number 2. 4,000 becomes 8,000, and so on. By the 10th double, you are at $1 million. Suddenly, it doesn't look so scary, right? The game is not how do I get $1 million. The game is how do I get my next double. If you have $10,000, your only mission is to turn it into 20,000. Don't look at the million, look at the 20. And the secret? As you progress, the numbers get bigger, but the principle stays the same. The question you need to ask yourself every morning is, how fast can I reach the next double? But wait, to double fast, you cannot just work harder. There is a limit to how many hours you can work. So what do? You use the trick of the wealthy, and that trick is leverage. Let me explain. Imagine you need to dig a giant hole. You can take a spoon and dig. It will take you a year. You can take a shovel. It will take you a month. Or you can rent a tractor and finish it in an hour. This brings us to the next rule, the tractor law, or in professional terms, leverage. Rich people don't work harder than you. They just use tractors while you are using spoons. What is a tractor in the world of money? First, leverage of people. If you clean your house by yourself, you are saving maybe $20 an hour. But if, in that same hour, you could work and earn $100, you actually lost money.
The wealthy buy other people's time to free up their own time for things that are worth much more. Second, leverage of technology. Why do something manually if software can do it automatically? It works for free, 24/7, and never calls in sick. Third, leverage of money. When your money is invested in real estate or stocks, it works for you even when you go to sleep.
It is the hardest working employee in the world. Look at your workday. Where are you digging with a spoon? Where are you doing work that someone else could do for a quarter of the price? That is where your money is leaking out. And here we are at part 4, the stable table. This is about our income sources. Let's talk about fear for a second. The biggest fear for employees is what happens if I get fired? And that is a justified fear because most people are built like a table with one leg. That leg is their salary.
All it takes is a small push, an angry boss, budget cuts, a recession, and the table flips over. Their whole life collapses. The next money rule says, never build a table with one leg. The wealthy build a table with 4, 10, or even 20 legs. A salary, dividends from stocks, rent from a small apartment, a side business online, consulting. If one leg breaks, it's okay. The table stays stable. They don't even feel the crack. Now you are probably saying, come on, I don't have time for one job. You want me to have 5? The answer is yes and no. You don't need 5 full-time jobs.
You need streams. It can be something small, a stock that pays you $50 a quarter. It sounds like nothing, right? No, that is the second leg of your table. That is the beginning. The moment you have $1 coming in that didn't come from your labor, you have beaten the system. Now you just need to grow it. Before we finish, I have to warn you, when we start talking about doubling and leverage, people get dizzy and start doing silly things.
They rush to buy crypto coins they don't understand or invest in a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity their neighbor told them about. The next rule says there is a difference between risk and gambling. A smart investor takes a calculated risk. A gambler takes a stupid risk. What is the difference? Knowledge. If you invest in something you cannot explain to a 6-year-old, you are gambling, period. If you invest money that you need for rent next month, you are gambling. The rich don't gamble. They only play when the odds are in their favor.
And this leads us to the next rule, which I want you to tattoo on your brain. Money does not go to people who deserve it. Money goes to people who ask for it. You can be the best employee in the world. If you don't ask for a raise, you won't get it. You can be the most talented person. If you don't demand a high price, they will pay you low. The world is not telepathic. It doesn't know what you are worth until you say it. Stop waiting to be discovered. Start demanding your value. Friends, let's summarize the second part of our journey.
If in part 1 we built the sails, today we installed the engine. Patience. We learned to wait and let the seeds grow into trees. The doubling game. We realized we are only a few doubles away from our goal. Leverage. We stopped digging with spoons and switched to tractors. Stability. We started building a table with multiple legs. Wisdom. We promised not to gamble on things we don't understand. Now you have direction and you have speed. Your ship is sailing fast. But the ocean is a dangerous place. There are storms, crises, and the biggest expense of all. What happens when the big money actually arrives? In the third and final part, we will talk about freedom. How do you keep the money? How do you make sure it doesn't disappear? And how do you live a life where money is no longer an issue at all?
Until then, take the doubling game. Look at your bank account today and ask just one question. How do I get my first double? We are here with more content on personal development, motivation, and changing your mindset. We want you to be the absolute best version of yourself. This time, we are continuing with the finale of our Rules of Money series, and this is a super strong finish. It touches on the real pain, the fear of losing everything, and the philosophical question of, when is it enough? Okay, so, if in part 1, we built the mindset, and in part 2, we built the engine, today, we are building the fortress and the soul of wealth. Friends, we have reached the moment of truth. In the first part, we learned how to generate money. In the second part, we learned how to double it. But today we are going to talk about something almost no one talks about. What happens when you succeed? What happens the day after the exit? The day after the business takes off? Do you become happy? Or do you become anxious, terrified of losing it all? Look, building wealth is like climbing a mountain. It is hard, it is exhausting, but there is a clear goal, the summit. But what most people don't realize is that the most dangerous part of mountain climbing is the descent. Most accidents happen after you reach the top. Today, in the third and final part of the Rules of Money, we are going to learn how to build a fortress, how to keep what we have achieved, how to avoid destroying everything in a moment of arrogance, and mostly, how to know when to say, "I won," and stop the race. If you want to not only be rich, but also sleep well at night, this episode is for you. So, throughout this series, we talked about stocks, real estate, businesses, but there is one asset, unique and special, that no one, not the IRS, not a stock market crash, and not an angry ex-spouse can take away from you. That asset is you. Look, it sounds like a cliche, but let's talk numbers. If you buy an iPhone for $1,000, in 2 years, it is worth $400. You lost money. But if you take that same $1,000 and take a course on negotiation, and thanks to that course, you manage to add $300 to your monthly salary, in 1 year, you made $3,600. You made your money back 3 times over. And over a 30-year career, that skill is worth over $100,000 to you.
When was the last time you bet on yourself? When did you put money on the table and say, "I believe my brain is worth this investment"? People are scared to pay $50 for a book, but will spend $100 on a dinner that disappears in an hour. It is absurd. You are the money machine. Oil the machine. Now, let's talk about fear. Most people live on the edge. The salary comes in on the 1st of the month, and by the 30th, it is gone. It is like driving a car at 120 miles per hour with no bumpers and no airbags.
One small rock on the road, dental work, car trouble, getting fired, and the whole car crashes. The next rule talks about the most important force in wealth, margin. You have to build yourself airbags. I am not just talking about an emergency fund. I am talking about the secret account. Yes, you heard me right. An account that no one knows about. Not your spouse, not your parents. This isn't money for a trip. This is doomsday money. This is the money that lets you sleep quietly when the world outside is going crazy.
This is the money that lets you say no to an abusive boss because you aren't desperate for the next paycheck. And to build this, you have to adopt the long-term vision law. Think like a farmer planting an oak tree. In the first year, it looks pathetic, just a stick in the ground. Your neighbor planted seasonal flowers. His garden is colorful and amazing right now. But in the first winter, his flowers die. And your oak tree? It only gets stronger.
In 20 years, the neighbor will replace his flowers for the 100th time, and you will sit in the shade of a giant tree that protects you from the sun. Don't buy flowers, plant oaks. Okay, we have money, we have security, but how do we keep it in a crazy world? The next rule says, your reputation is worth more than your money. You can go bankrupt. Donald Trump went bankrupt 4 times. He always came back. Why? Because he had a brand. But if you lose your good name, if you are seen as a liar, a scanner, or someone who doesn't keep their word, that's it. Game over.
No bank will lend to you. No partner will join you. Pay on time. Keep your word. Admit your mistakes. It sounds old school, right? But in a world of fake news and fake Instagram, credibility is the rarest commodity there is. But credibility isn't enough. You also need to be flexible. Remember Blockbuster, the video giant? They had money, they had a reputation, but they were a rigid oak tree. When the wind of the internet came, they said, "We are strong, we won't move," and they broke. Netflix, they were bamboo. They bent with the wind, changed, and became an empire.
The next rule says, be bamboo. The world is changing. AI is replacing jobs, the economy is shifting. Don't be the person who says, but we've always done it this way. Be the person who says, the world changed? Great! How do I change with it? And now, I want to prepare you for a very dangerous moment. The moment you get the hit, the big check, the exit, the annual bonus, the inheritance. Suddenly, a huge amount lands in your account. Let's say $25,000 or even $100,000. What do most people do? They enter big check syndrome. They start feeling rich.
They book a vacation, buy a car, invite all their friends to the bar. They live like kings for 2 months and then go back to being poor. They destroyed all the doubling you built in the previous part. The trick of the wealthy is psychological. Did you get a one-time $25,000? Don't look at it as this month's income. Divided by 10 years, that is basically an extra $200 a month for your retirement. Suddenly, it doesn't look like that much, right? Suddenly, you don't run to buy a Mercedes.
Let the big money go into the machine you built, investments, and don't let it change your standard of living in one day. Friends, we have reached the final rule, and it is the most important one of all. Let's say you did everything right. You have money, you have security. When does it end? There is a disease called more. You reached 1 million, you want 2. You reached 2, you want 10. It is a treadmill that never ends. You run, you sweat, but the view doesn't change. True wealth is not a number in the bank.
True wealth is the ability to say one word: enough. Knowing when you have enough to live the life you want. Not the life Instagram tells you that you need. Your life. Without the pressure to impress people you don't care about. The moment you define your number, you win the game. You can get off the treadmill. You can work at something you love, even if it pays less. You can spend time with your kids, travel, create. That is real freedom. So let's summarize. Your ship is ready. Let's look back at the journey we went through in these 3 episodes. Imagine your financial life as a ship. In part 1, we built the sails. We learned to take responsibility, stop blaming, and create real value. In part 2, we installed a turbo engine. We learned to double money, use leverage, and build a strategy. And today, in part 3, we built the fortress. We learned to protect the ship, navigate storms, and most importantly,
know where we are sailing to. You now have the full map, but a map is just a piece of paper. It is worth nothing if you don't lift the anchor and start sailing. I am not asking you to implement all the money rules tomorrow morning.
I am asking you for one thing. Take one small step today. Open that secret account. Buy that book. Say no to an unnecessary expense. Thank you for being with me on this journey. It was a great honor for me. Go out there, build your wealth, but don't forget to enjoy the ride.